Nagaland is set to go to the polls on February 27. Today, I'm here with the Chief Electoral Officer of Nagaland to know more about the preparations that are made and how challenging it is for a state like Nagaland. So, thanks for joining me, sir. Firstly, can you tell us how is the Office of the Chief Electoral Officer preparing to ensure a free and fair election?
Thank you. I'm happy to be here and conveying our message to your audience through your channel. So we have made a lot of arrangements. One is the administrative and logistics part of the elections. So as you know, logistically it's a huge exercise. All the VMs have to be there in the districts before the actual election process happens. So that we have done the arrangements. The first level check was done 2 months back and all the VMs are already there in all the districts. Several rounds of trainings have been held at different levels. District election officer, returning officer, and also reaching out to through workshops like these where we reach out to the media, different stakeholders, meetings with political parties. So all those logistical arrangements have been going on for several weeks now. And in addition to that, for ensuring free and fair elections, the Commission also takes a variety of steps. We have the state and central enforcement agencies who are making all arrangements, state police, state excise, from the central side, income tax department, enforcement directorate, DRI, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. They're all actively involved in Narcotics Control Bureau. And so through these measures, the central agencies state they also keep a close watch for free and fair election, because the purpose is that there is no attempt at inducement of voters or any kind of use of money power or trying to induce the voters through liquor or any kind of unfair means. So for this, we have made a lot of arrangements, and these arrangements we always feel should also be complemented and are complemented by the efforts of different stakeholders, including the common man, the voters themselves. If they provide information in time of any malpractice to the enforcement agencies, so then certainly it will become more free, more fair. So this is our request and appeal to all our voters through your channel, that if they also come forward, they have been doing, but if they also more actively participate in ensuring a free and fair election, then we'll all have a very successful election this time. Thank you.
For a state like Nagaland, what are the challenges in conducting elections?
Every state has its own unique position. I have been as election observer also to many different states. Nagaland also has its own inherent strength, in the sense that our society is also, I've often shared, inherently democratic. It gives space to individual voices and individual expressions of different views. So if we build on that foundation, and if it gets reflected in our election process also, then that is one very positive strength of our society, which should get reflected in the election process, that inherent democratic nature. Challenges sometimes in terms of terrain, in terms of geographical reach, because the endeavour of the Commission has always been that every single voter should have the ability and the right to be able to cast his vote. So in terms of geographical reach, our polling parties have to reach every village, every polling booth in the state. So we have 2,315 polling booths. So sometimes geographically or sometimes road condition, these aspects come into play, but we have that spirit in our administrative structure, in our polling parties and our administrative machinery, that very positively they address these challenges. And we have always in the past also, and this time also, we'll be able to reach out to every single eligible voter in the state.
So there's been a lot of money flowing to the state. You've earlier mentioned, highlighted a little bit about it during the workshop. You've also mentioned some of the measures, but what are the new measures that you are taking to ensure that there is free and fair election in this regard?
These measures have always been there, but we always try to improve upon them. For instance, this is the first time that Enforcement Directorate has also set up a camp office in Kohima. Income Tax has been doing in the past. This time also they are setting up. DRI, for the first time, they have set up a camp office in Dimapur, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. Plus, there is very intensive monitoring at all levels by the Commission, by CEO's office, of all these aspects for a free and fair. And as you know, through this workshop also, we have also been trying more this time to reach out to our audience to also participate in this, as you said, trying to prevent any such malpractice. This time we have also seen a very encouraging positive sign, which I mentioned in my inaugural address, about villages have come forward and passed resolutions about participating in a free and fair election. So we are also trying, we have also instructed our DEOs at the district level to encourage more village councils to come forward and pass similar resolutions. It's a voluntary step, but we want to encourage, and through the good example set by some of them, we hope others will also follow. So these are some of the measures. Plus, we have always tried to seek views from all the stakeholders, including the media. You can also suggest to us through these workshops or separately also what extra measures could be taken to ensure a free and fair poll, because we respect the views of the media and other stakeholders. You are there interacting with all sections of society, so your inputs, feedback will also be very useful.
Can you, elaborate a little bit on those villages that have come out to support declaring for clean and fair elections? Why is it important for villages, especially at the grassroots level, to come out publicly and declare such statements?
Yes, it's a very positive development, as I said, and it helps in the sense, in my view, and I'm sure many of you will also agree, that in Naga society, village is a very important unit, and traditionally also it has played a very important role in influencing the decisions being taken by the society. So when villages take such decisions, then it has a very positive impact overall in society. So we first came to know about Nihakha village in Newland district, which passed such a resolution saying that we will not accept any inducement. And all the villagers came together and they discussed and they passed a resolution. So that is a true reflection of the democratic spirit, when everybody comes and their views are taken into account and then a decision is taken. After that, in Kohima district also more villages have come forward. Tizama village did that, Kebasa village did, and we were told that Kohima village has also passed a similar resolution. In Bokha also the DEO said that more villages have also passed similar resolution. So as I said, since village is such an important unit of society, and when they come together and take such decisions, it will have a very large scale impact. So as I said, we really hope and wish that more and more villages will participate in similar exercise.
So, coming to the seizures that were made, we have noticed that there crores of rupees have been seized. There's been seizures of drugs and alcohols. Now, what happens after these seizures are made, and where are the investigations now?
So different, as you all know, the law takes its own course. So drugs, alcohol, these are totally illegal activities. So FIR is registered, then the police investigates, and the accused are charge sheeted. And in a court of law, the court will decide the quantum of punishment. And first, of course, they'll decide whether the accused are guilty or not, and then accordingly they will pronounce the verdict of the quantum of punishment. So the law will take its own course. And when cash is seized, the system is that either the district level committee will investigate as to the authenticity of the documents they are producing about why they were carrying so much cash. For 10 lakhs and above, the cash is handed over to the income tax department for investigation. So for example, that 1 crore cash which was caught, that matter is with the income tax department. So these agencies have their own, they are professional agencies who are meant for this purpose only. So they are specialized to investigate and find out the root cause of from where this money was coming and where it was intended to go. So accordingly, once that investigation is complete, they'll also file a charge sheet, and then the competent court will decide on the matter.
So investigations are in process now.
That's right. Yes, investigations are going on.
One last question: if you can kindly share a message to a people with regard to the elections.
Yes. So I am happy to share this message. I have just now also said Nagaland society is inherently democratic. So my appeal and request to all viewers, to all stakeholders, to all the voters is that this true spirit of democracy should reflect in our formal electoral process when everyone goes out to vote. Every individual should have access to his or her vote without any malpractice, without any efforts at inducement or intimidation. So for that purpose, everyone has to come together, and let us hope that all of us are able to manifest this true spirit of democracy in our elections. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me. That was the Chief Electoral Officer of Nagaland, V. Shashank Shekhar. I'm Madeline Ambrosia with camera person Mukut Medhi from Kohima. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.